Ice and flames call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the same. It's on my face, I cannot hide from the mistake my parents made. I'm never moving on. Not made from love, a remnant of a selfish motive. Was I needed? Do I need it to go wrong? Polarized inherent pain pumping through my veins. Ice and flames call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the safe I embrace inside of me. I only fuel the fire. But is it wrong for me to fight against the balance of my power? History in halves, one brain. I will break the chain. Oh no, tokori wa yobu. Moeru rame koru to boku no ai to kirai ni iru. Oh no, tokori wa yobu. Moeru rame koru to boku no ai to kirai ni iru. I love, I hate the same.
Good morning. Good Saturday morning. Yes, I'm up. I've got a whole fresh pot of coffee brewed. I feel like today is going to take a little while. We've got a lot to get through. We are, looks like, got a full chat out there this morning. We've got, who all we got? Squatchin, Pickleton, Rooney Boo, Seth Jorgensen, Gracious, Xyley, Rooney Boo, Gracious. I don't know if I said that already. I don't know. Purple Paw Prince, of course. And let's see, is anyone else? I'm a kitten, meow. Well, meow. So anyway, we got a little bit to get through this morning. Man, congested up something fierce. But anyway, we're just gonna go right into it. No hemming and hawing around today. So, our little funny cartoon of the morning is coming from bizarro.com. Looks like says, "Why aren't you answering that?" He says, "No caller ID." Well, I'm with him. If a number comes up on my phone and it's not in my Rolodex of people that I know or don't know, guess what? No bueno. I don't answer it. Sorry. Next. Yesterday I kind of went on a little bit of got on my soapbox a little bit about this whole Netflix thing, right? About how they were going to start charging for, and if if you shared your password, like say with your mom who's a widower and has very limited income, and this is one of her sources of entertainment, they were going to ban you, right? Because they couldn't dare have you sharing your password with your 74-year-old mother who's on a limited income that you just try to do to help, or say if you had some kids that were in college and they really don't have any money, try to give them a little bit of source of entertainment every now and then. No, can't do that, right? Because the billions of dollars in profit that they had the year before was not enough, and the millions of new subscribers that they got since the first of the year, just not enough for them. Wasn't enough. Well, when I canceled my subscription with them, I sent them a very nastily worded message, as only a Southern gentleman could do. And, of course, we talked about it. Well, Netflix has now removed the anti-password sharing rules from their website, stating that they were posted in errors. Yeah, the error was that you put that shit out to begin with, you monkeys. For crying out loud. Anyway. But the good news is they've backed up off of it, and so we're gonna be able to. So I did turn my subscription back on, so my mom was still gonna be able to watch her shows that she likes to watch in her series. So, all in all, we've got a win for the good guys, right? I don't know if any of you guys have been following this whole balloon over U.S. It came across Alaska through Canada, actually, then across down through Wyoming, Montana, through there, right? So anyway, now China is saying that this was a civilian airship used for research that blew off the course, expresses regret. Yeah. And I got a bridge in Brooklyn I would love to sell you. I don't know about any of you guys, but I don't believe it. I believe that's hogwash. I believe it was 100% was a damn spy balloon, and they're trying to, but as the military experts stated, they could get a lot more evidence or whatever just through the satellites and stuff that they have. But I don't know. I ain't buying it personally, but whatever. All right. So evidently, Mount Washington, New Hampshire, wind chill drops to 108 degrees, negative 108 degrees. That's negative 78 degrees Celsius, lowest that has ever been recorded in the United States. I want you guys to watch. Look at this. Look at that. That's just, guys, that right there, that kind of stuff will kill you quick. When it's that damn cold, it will flat out kill you quick. No hem haws, no nothing. I mean, that right there will freeze your keister. Back in about, real quick, short little peepaw story here. This would have been in like 90, I guess, 89, 90, somewhere in there. I was going to school to be to learn electronics. Back then, they didn't call us computer technicians or IT or anything like that. It was electronics. We actually fixed things. We worked on circuit boards and that kind of stuff, right? But I was going to school to be that. Well, to pay for the school and to pay for other things, whatever, I had a job working at a gas station. Now, this gas station was a full-service gas station. People would pull up. You would, get out, check their oil, pump their gas, that kind of stuff, right? Check the air in their tires, the whole shebang, right? And this was in 1990. It was still a thing. Well, we had this winter event, as I think they called it. And we wound up actually getting like, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 foot of snow. And I was on duty that night when it came through, and it was bitterly cold. I had on, what do you call it? One of them jumpsuit things, that you wear, right? And everything. I had on a coat and gloves, and I had on a full, had the parka, whatever I had on, had a hoodie or whatever. And then I had a full face mask, right? Toboggan thing. And the only thing you could see was my eyes, right? Um, it didn't even have a thing for my mouth. I mean, it was a full face, right? And I'm out here and I'm pumping gas, and it's getting colder and colder, colder. The front of my mask, where my breath, my and stuff, uh, it froze up solid. It was nothing but solid ice crystals. And finally, I got off work, and it was just so stinking cold. And I finally get home, finally get into the house or whatever, and get in bed, and I just could never get warm. I just couldn't. And so the next morning, um, my mom came in to get me up because I hadn't gotten up yet, and I was running a fever. I was sick, of course, but my feet were killing me. And I told her, I said, "Mom, my feet are just killing me." So she pulled the covers back to look, and on both of my toe or both my feet, the the last three um, toes on both sides were black, and we freaked out. And of course, we said, "Okay, I had gotten frostbite." Wound up having to go to the doctor and everything, and had do some things, whatever. Um, you know, save the toes and all that, but it was not pleasant, and it hurt. So yeah, it's frostbite. Yeah, it's so when things are out like this, it takes just a matter of seconds when it's that cold, and you get frostbite. Um, I don't know if you guys know this or not. This is Mitch. Mitch is one of the co-hosts on the Now Recording podcast. And he lives in Australia, land down under. But he had a little bit of a scare the other day, yesterday. Matt says, tweeted out, said, that Mitch put his heart in producing our stream last night, and it didn't work out. He did have a little bit of from my understanding, he had a little bit of a cardiac event. It wasn't anything serious. It was just some, he had some imbalances in some of his levels, and he's going to have to start taking a little bit better care of himself, eating right. Um, you know, that's one of the things that a lot of times, especially guys, we're stupid about this stuff, right? We get older and we think we can still act like we're 18, 19, 20 years old. And that's not the case at all. When you start getting into your mid to late 30s and into 40s, your body really starts trying to let you know, hey, dumbass, you can't go out here and slam Red Bulls all night long and do Jaeger shots, and party all night long, and you just can't do that shit anymore, right? Your body just can't take it and do it. Now, I'm not saying that's what Mitch was doing, but I'm just saying in general, whatever. But anyway, so my friend, the person I stand the most for, Nixie, comes in and says, "Putting heart into it didn't work. Have you tried putting some soul?" And I think that's pretty funny, right? And then she comes up, she goes, wait, each of you has to make a sacrifice. I have that was she's supposed to be Piplup. I'm sure autocorrect got her, but it was I Piplup, soul of Pit, heart of Mitch, and penis of the beaver, but just the tip. The pro hack must be fulfilled. At Beaver's McWood, come on, dude, just step up. It's your turn now. Take one for the team. So she said, I Piplup the prophecy. Yeah. So, and Beaver says, stay away. I'll cut your tits off if you come for the tip. Nixie's in one of us. And of course, Zolly says she wholeheartedly agrees that Beaver should just have the tip cut. Lord. But anyway, in good news, Mitch was discharged after being held for about 8 hours. A combination of a couple of drinks, low potassium, and an irregular heartbeat caused low pressure, which caused me to faint while standing up. I ate shit face first. Uh, anyway, so they know what caused it, and they, he's going to get squared away because, uh, you know, Mitch is a good guy. He's funny. So he says that pissed off the pregnant nurse with my dumb fuckery. My misogyny is undefeated. Well, good for you, Mitch. Keep the misogyny, I guess, going, brother. Let it flow. I don't know. So Coffeezilla had a little fun with Dylan Dennis. He says, we tricked Dylan Dennis into promoting a fake NFT project. We paid him $1,000 to post. He didn't disclose it was an ad and posted copy that literally spells out scam. And here's what it says. Check this out. Scour's NFT candies are moonbound. NFA soursNFT.com. And of course it's SCAM, scam. And this is all stemming from, Dylan had came out and had made a comment. So about the Jake Paul situation, whatever. And to, I guess maybe he has a little bit of shady past himself, whatever. So Coffeezilla said, fine. So the entire project is fake, and if you mint it, it takes you to a website devoted to all the scams he's done in the past. Soursnif.com. Okay. Promote a fake NFT scam with zero due diligence, but it just gets so much worse. We found over 20 crypto projects that Dylan Dennis promoted online for money and then tried deleting the evidence from the internet. Here are some of them. So there you go. So he, looks like Coffeezilla has his next lucky contestant. Again, when it comes to NFTs and all that kind of stuff, I'm about as smart as a rock, right? But Coffeezilla seems to be really smart, crackerjack smart on this stuff. And so I trust what the man says. He hasn't been proven wrong yet. So, he has a pretty good track record. This next one's coming from the Daily Loud. Says a seventh grader wins $10,000 by sinking 4 baskets in 25 seconds. Well, that's pretty wholesome. That is, see, I love seeing stories like that. To me, that's just something I can get behind and support. Yes, that's cool. All right. So before we get into this is to the meat and potatoes of our show today, right? We're going to talk about this guy. I want to try something. I'm going to see if this works. I've been taking lessons, guys, from D-Max. Let's see, does it work? Let's see. Hey. I think it worked. Did it work? Did you guys see the little, yeah, I think it went out. Hey, are you going to dance? No, Peepaw doesn't do the dance. We do not. Peepaw does. Now, Peepaw used to dance back in the day. I was a clubber. I was in those country clubs, those honky tonks, and I did all that. The Cotton Eye Joe, the Electric Slide, Slapping Leather, all that stuff. So, I'd be a better dancer. Listen, my back a few years ago, my wife tried because she found one of my old. I had back in the day we had VHS, right? So I had bought a couple of VHS tapes that had different line dances on it, and that's how I taught myself to line dance before I ever went to the clubs because I wanted to learn how to dance stuff. And let me tell you something. Going to a club like that and doing line dancing or just dancing in general period is really healthy. If you don't counteract what you're doing with drinking a lot of beer or drinks or whatever, right? Because I was going to the clubs every weekend and was dancing for hours upon hours upon hours. And I lost a lot of weight because that's a lot of cardio, right? I would get it just, it'd come out of there and it'd just be wringing wet, But but that was in the that was guys that was in the 90s, and that's been what 30 30 something years ago. So no, Peepoy, Peepaw doesn't do that stuff anymore. So all right, let's get into this. All right, so I was watching Tommy stream the other day, and Tommy was talking and going over about how the whole deep fakes thing, right? And he was covering how what is that girl's name? QT. Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Anyway, how she had made this little video and stuff, and he was talking about how um Eric, whatever, however you say it, yeah, about this, and he was crying, had his wife there behind him, the whole shebang, right? And so this guy here, whose name is I'm gonna say it's Xekall. Hell, I don't know. Xekall. Um, and here's the sad thing about it, right? I used to actually have that mic and use it, right? So yay me. But anyway, he did a little Twitch stream where he talks and he says in there that he happily tells his fans that he and others have reported my stream. Does not say for what. Seems to think he will not do anything about it because I don't know him. Stunning and brave. And then of course he links to it. We're going to watch the video. We are going to watch the video, but let's take a look at exactly who this cat is. So this is his YouTube channel. And his YouTube channel, he has 213 subscribers. Okay. His last video that he uploaded was called The Warhouse Episode 1 Dodgeball Despair. Looks like he plays some Kingdom of Hearts, Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know what all this, some of these, a bunch of Kingdom of Hearts. Looks like games and stuff. Anyway. Now, to be a completely totally above board, yeah, that banner is Fire, isn't it, Max? What is the Fire Studio? Fireplace Studios. I mean, he and his PFP there for it is pretty cool too, right? Anyway, so I joined his Discord and I reached out to him to have a conversation with him. And the conversation goes like this. And I wished, you know what? I know there's this rule about not sharing DMs and shit, but you know what? I don't give a damn. We're going to show the damn things. Because Peepaw is not having it. All right. Peepaw is just not having it. Okay, so here is the conversation that I had with him. And he says, "Hi there. I saw you sent me a friend request. What's up?" I said, "Hello there." I said, I see you recently had a conversation with TommyC, and you and he didn't see eye to eye. I said, I do a daily stream. Would love to have a conversation with you on there. I will be live tomorrow morning. And I told, when I'm going to be live, everything I said, if there's anything you would like to be interested in, if this is something you'd like to be, or you'd be interested in, let me know. He said, are you homies with him, support him or something? And I said, I'm friendly with him. Yes. And he says, I see. May I ask a couple questions? I said, sure, fire away. Now, just as a heads up, This guy did not have my full attention because this was going on during Dave's stream last night. So I was producing for Dave and trying to broker this conversation this morning. And I said, sure, fire away. He goes, 1, do you conduct yourself in a similar manner to the way Tommy does, more specifically pertaining to while discussing issues or difference of opinions? So I took away from that was, are you going to yell at me and make me look stupid? And I said, no, I'm a lot more chill, and I focus on having a conversation, not a yelling match. I don't do yelling. I said, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that I'm very chill with my streams. But I didn't promise I wouldn't make him look stupid. He goes, well, that's a relief at least. That's much more my style too. When he started yelling, I just felt like there wasn't going to be any opportunity for real conversation, whether I'm wrong or not. Well, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. And I understand why Tommy was yelling at you. And we'll get into that. I said, if you're around, feel free to hit me up. If not, that's cool. I said, have a great evening. He goes, unfortunately, I work in the morning, most mornings, which includes tomorrow. I said, yeah, that's cool. Maybe another time. So, just in the sense of complete and total transparency, I did reach out to try to have a conversation with this young man. Because I don't know if he actually believed the crap that he was espousing on Tommy's stream, or is he really this brain damaged? So we will, so this here, we'll go listen to the call here on Tommy's stream, and we'll see how that went.
I can't say that. I can't, for some reason, now these glasses are going to shit. Go ahead. You're on the air.
So, had a couple of just real quick questions for you.
Sure.
First of all, do you have any kids?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All boys?
You know, here's the thing. If I may pause for just a minute here. The first telltale signal right here that this guy doesn't know anything about Tommy, doesn't know anything about what Tommy has said in this stream, anything like that at all, is the very first thing that he asked Tommy is, do you have any kids? Now, Tommy has always been very forthcoming with, and talks about his kids all the time, right? He talks about his daughter. He talks about his son, little Tommy. He's had them on the streams. So if you are a consumer of the content that Tommy makes, this should be known to you. What I suspect is that either A, this guy was scrolling through the YouTubes or something, and he seen the live feed here and seen the title, which was the fake Twitch deep fake outrage quotation virtual signaling hug box circus. That caught his eye, that upset his feelers, and he felt like this is an opportunity for me to come in and challenge this guy and make him look foolish, because I have emotions, and I have empathy, and I have sensitivity. So listen to this next nonsense.
Girls mix.
Get to the point. I don't like this quiet question. I think it's creepy.
Exactly.
If you had a daughter and
I
they
have
were to
daughter.
get caught up in the deepfake situation, would
yeah,
you be as cold to them as you are to these people?
Well, I think I made it especially to do. First of all, I don't think I'm being cold at all. I think I'm pointing out, because what is my point? Let's see if you listen to what I had to say. Let's play a game here.
Yeah.
What were the reasons that I pointed out that why this is nothing more than virtue signaling? Why, how did I come up with that instead of
Well, I
trying to
think
make it an
some of the
no
things, for example, and I guess this is just from the stuff that I took away because obviously I had to do a bit of skimming and scanning because I came in a little bit late.
Oh,
All
well,
So he had to do some skimming and some scanning. He came in late. So he comes in late. He doesn't even know what has been said, but he's going to challenge Tommy. Oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, looks like we got a caller. So what's going on there, Nerdy John? Hello?
No, man, I kind of freaked out there for a second.
Okay. So what's
I mean,
so I know you I went to you and I seen you're going to cover this today too, right?
yeah. You know, by him asking, "Are you the same as Tommy?" I think he's kind of poking around there if he should report you next.
Well, he
I
can
don't know. That's
report
just
me. He can report me. He wouldn't be the first person, and he probably won't be the last person. That's fine.
But yeah, like this line of questioning, like my guess is someone, either YouTube recommendation, which would be honestly good for Tommy, or like someone clipped it out of context or something like that. He saw a clip of it and then decided to go and challenge Tommy, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've got his stream, and we're going to watch his stream here in a little bit and watch what he
Yeah,
actually says.
Matt was kind enough to give me the stream as well.
Yeah. But and I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna go through it. But I wanted to show the initial call, and I wanted to show that the guy came in, tried to establish a premise, right, and try to argue from a position to where he had not even listened to Tommy's stream. He hadn't listened to what was being said. Period.
Right,
But he,
because Tommy made it abundantly clear that no matter what, it's awful. But when you're a
yes,
public figure, it needs to be kind of expected that this kind of stuff is going to happen to you. Now, when you're just a civilian, as Tommy puts it,
yeah,
super uncalled for, 100%. Yeah, the guy probably needs to be looked into, or whoever makes a deep fake.
correct. You know, that's the thing. You know, you take a person like myself who's been around since basically Noah landed the ark, right? Deep fakes, right, as they are, have been around since forever, right?
And you could Photoshop.
Even before Photoshop, we had people that would take pictures and was called superimpose people's heads onto other bodies, right? So you would get pictures of celebrities, mainly starlets, right? Because I'm not saying women don't look at that type of content or whatever, those type of photos, but it is primarily something that that men do, right? So we'll just lay it right at our feet. But there were people that would take there was pictures of women that would scantily clothed or even nude, and they would take a starlet of the time, a famous actress or whatever, and they would take her head and superimpose it onto the body, and they would sell it as nudes of this actress or whatever, right? That has been going on way before we had computers, way before we had internet. Now, was it fair to those actresses? No, it was not fair. And unfortunately, it is a byproduct of becoming a public figure. Right? Now, just like myself, why anyone would want to take my head and put it on somebody's body and get off to it, I don't know. But it is a possibility. It is a thing that could occur. One of the things
People can't get enough of that southern accent.
Yeah, I guess. But another thing that you have to understand is there are all kinds of people in this world with all kinds of, I guess, I don't tastes. We'll go with taste. They have all kinds of different tastes that that they look for, they want, or whatever. So while it was a bad thing that happened to those ladies, and it was not something that they wanted, it was not something that they asked for, and it's bad, don't get me wrong. But the problem the problem is that they started equating it to being sexually assaulted.
Yeah, and I don't think you've shown the this far into the call yet, but Tommy goes on to say, well, what about the girls who've actually been assaulted and they see these
Exactly.
girls acting like they
Yes.
have been when really
Exactly.
nothing's been done to them?
Exactly. Have these women who have had these fakes done on them, have they been violated? Yes, I guess in a sense, yes, they have been violated, right? They have, but to me, and maybe I'm out of line and maybe I just don't get it because I'm a guy, I don't know. But to me, that doesn't stand up against a person who has been physically violated, a person who has been assaulted or raped or whatever. It just doesn't stand or measure up to the equivalency, right? I'm not saying that there's not some psychological, issues or trauma there. I'm not saying that at all. But with you have someone who is actually physically, they have, not only do they have the physical trauma, but they also have the psychological trauma, right? And I think that's what Tommy was trying to clarify, and I agree with that. I think it's apples and oranges comparison. And here's the thing: if the guy is doing something that is criminally negligent, then or persons, whoever it was that was running these websites or whatever, then you know what? Take them to court. Stuff. And I know.
Yeah, I believe he even said that these girls are in their legal rights to
Yes.
try and take these down.
100%. I have no problems with them wanting to do that. I have zero problems with that. Yeah.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
But like he said, this is the price for fame. People are gonna do weird stuff with images of you.
I mean, come to think about it, Nerdy John. I mean, there could be people out there that's taking your head and put it on somebody's body and is getting off to it right now.
Probably. And, I say those are pretty good fans.
You think that's good?
Come to the channel.
Yeah. Anyway, well, listen, I'm gonna get on through the rest of these videos. I will definitely send people your way as soon as this is over with, because I don't want you to give up all your thoughts and opinions and whatever here on my show, buddy. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Take care. I'll be in the chat.
All right. Thanks.
And remember, guys, make sure you like the stream. Riverter stream specifically. Riverter stream.
Yeah. Well, and yours as well. All right. So let's continue listening to this conversation.
Well, okay. So you're really at a disadvantage.
So you
But I
missed
watched
all the
through,
prefaces, Tommy,
for
put on at the
example,
start.
like
Alright.
the cutie Cinderella part.
So
said that she was
you
just kinda
came in
crying
here.
as a funny
I'll
thing.
point.
So I want to say and point out something, because this guy's whole stance is that Tommy was yelling whatever. Tommy was cordial. Tommy was polite, up until the point to where the guy admitted, well, yeah, I really didn't watch your stream, and I really don't know what your stance or whatever it is. I'm basically just going off the title of your stream, or like Nerdy said, possibly someone sent a little clip to him or something. Who knows? And he's going to come in and judge the entire, whatever it was, an hour and a half long. Yeah, the stream had been going for an hour and a half at this point. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to attack your stances. I'm going to attack you and your beliefs based upon a title of a stream, or maybe if it was a clip, it was 60 seconds at best, right? Because that's all you can clip on a YouTube channel, is 60 seconds. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to challenge you. And then I'm going to bring your kids into the conversation. Yeah, that was real damn smart.
Point this out. So so you're just, what if it was your daughter? Is that an adult argument?
Tommy actually
Would
addressed
you
that argument
be
as well at the beginning
as
of the video.
unsympathetic? Because like you said,
Well, is my
you wanted
daughter a
Cutie
public
Cinderella to say that she's gonna take some action.
making millions? Probably not. I'd say
you had said that
yes.
Cutie Cinderella, for example, should say that she's going to
yes,
sue,
because when
but
you're
in
a
that
public
video
figure, you get
that
death
didn't
threats.
finish,
Yes,
she did
Oh my
say that.
God.
Yes, when you're
You
a
did
public
say that
figure,
in the video.
yes,
You didn't
when
finish.
you're I made it clear that it was public figure. That made it
Yeah,
separate.
you said
I made
several
it. I
times.
made that abundantly clear. Yes, I would say this is horrible. When you're a public figure, even though I'm a minor public figure, you get death threats. You get horrible things. I've been accused of being a pedophile. You can go right down the fucking list. And you don't see me fucking crying like that. And not only that, their behavior is on the surface insincere.
Yep.
Can you imagine, instead of you trying to put my daughter into this, you scumbag, can you imagine being a rape victim, an actual fucking sexual assault victim, and looking at that fucking rich broad cry?
Well, as an example, my Higa actually
Answer
was,
my
which is what
question.
Richard
I
was
answered
saying.
yours.
Bro,
Can you
yeah,
imagine
you answered
being
the
a rape victim, looking at that woman cry, and acting and behaving as if she's been raped?
Okay, but she's not claiming she's
No,
been raped.
answer.
But see, he won't answer the question, right? Because pearl clutchers can't answer questions. Pearl clutchers cling to this false sense of moral high ground, right? And if you don't agree with their philosophies, ideologies, right, then you are a horrible person.
Answer the question. Can
That's not
you
something she
imagine?
claimed,
Yes, she is.
She's not
She
claiming
is. She's
that it's to that level
behaving
that she's
as
raped.
she's been raped.
She's claiming
A person
she's been
crying
sexually
doesn't mean they're
assaulted.
No, no,
behaving.
she's
Claiming
behaving,
she's
and
claiming she's been
the
sexually
crying
assaulted.
and her behavior is so disproportionate to what happened.
So you're saying
And
crying
that's what
is
I'm saying.
disproportionate
So
to
here's your
having to
answer.
send
Yes.
fake nudes to
If
you?
my daughter
Okay,
came
so-
to me, I know these weren't the answers because you thought you got me and you played got me. If my daughter was in her position, I'd say, sorry, baby, it's really fucking rotten, but you know what? Here's the upside. You're ahead. I'm so proud of you for not taking a political advantage for this. That's what I'd say to
Sure.
my daughter. You like that?
Fair enough.
Also, Critical Tommy said several times on the stream,
I
just
made
for
it
anybody that may be
abundantly
tuning in,
clear,
he
abundantly
clarified
fucking
that
clear
between a public
that this
and
was a
private
public
figure
figure thing.
throughout
In
the stream.
fact, I said that if this is for private people, it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
I also made it abundantly clear that these girls had every right to be upset. My issue was the self-modulation that phony fucking atriarch was doing, and the fucking jumping on the victim bandwagon that Ludwig's girlfriend was doing. Those are my issues. And yes, this is not that big a deal, and they behaved on the surface objectively that this was akin to rape.
They actually used the word sexual abuse and
They
sexualization.
used, sexual abuse.
So,
Dude,
one
dude.
second, Critical, I have a question for you. Would you say what happened to these women is akin to real sexual assault victims? Because that's awful if you do, in my opinion. Because they're not real victims, and that actually delegitimises real victims. So do you think they've been sexually assaulted? Because if that's so, anybody who's been drawn in any kind of sexual way is a victim of sexual assault. So is like Michelangelo making a statue sexual assault? That's just crazy, man.
Was that a question asking me?
What?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course
man.
it was. Who do you think it
Okay.
was?
So, having watched that video, Cutie Cinderella, as an example, never said that she was sexual assaulted. She said that it was over
Oh,
sexualization,
you're
and
purposely
when
not
she's
listening
not profiting
to
from
us.
it.
See,
So-
So, round and round the mulberry bush, the monkey chased the weasel. And that's what happened, right? Tommy tried to chase this guy around. He weaseled around. He wouldn't answer the questions. He sat there and he kept putting, he kept trying to present, this narrative that what Tommy was saying was not what actually happened. And Tommy is saying that all Tommy was saying is the way that they overreacted, right? How they were over dramatic about their response to this whole thing, right? And I will be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for here? QT on her situation. I know that she has been fighting these types of things for a while. And I can even give her a little bit of a graciousness here in that it wore down that she's whatever. I understand that, right? But what I can't seem to grasp, and maybe it's just because I'm old and I do things differently and I'm from a different generation, right? My first response, if somebody or something happens, right, and it upsets me, it makes me mad or I get emotional or whatever type of response that I get that I have to a situation, my first response is not to get onto social media and start making a thing of it. I have my moment where I allow my emotions to run their course, right? But then I sit down, I give myself time to become collected. I give myself time to formulate so that I can articulate exactly what or how I feel and how I'm going to deal with the situation. I don't, and maybe it's because I've just lived long enough that I understand that that's the proper way of doing things. And it's not to give a knee-jerk emotional response. So, um, but anyway, listen, I'm going to take just a brief pause. I'm out of coffee. We're fixing to go into the second half where we're going to listen to this guy's Twitch stream. We've been live for almost an hour now, so we're gonna take just a pause, just long enough for me to go and, like I say, refill my coffee cup, and then I'll be right back. So hang on just 1 second. Let me get some music up here so you can enjoy that, and I'll be right back.
A warrior, your keyboard in hand. Your lonely fat fingers work tirelessly on your plan to let the world know what you don't care for, and only assholes would dare disagree. One day you gave my content a click, decided you hated me, jumped on my dick, and now you ride me like a roller coaster. Please stop bullying me, I'm too fragile to read these mean things. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again.
All right, so I'm back. Thank you guys for staying there and hanging with me. All right, so this here is Xekall's Twitch channel, and he's got 246 followers over there. This is the video in question. Had about a 4-hour tense, but he talks about it right at the very beginning. So I'm gonna leave this up because I want you guys to be able to see his chat too, because his chat, yeah, they're right in there with him, y'all. Right in there with him on this stuff. So let's get into this.
Talk about. I got something to get off my chest. Are you noti bopping? What do you mean? Is it your shirt? No, I'm not getting my shirt off my chest. Thank you. So, okay. I'm gonna talk about this very legitimately for a moment here, okay? And I'm gonna... I wanna... No cheery music for this, okay? Because what I'm about to say is just gonna be very frank and honest.
Okay.
About how I feel given the situation that I went through today. Okay?
Situation.
Today, on YouTube, I got suggested a live stream.
Okay.
Okay. By a streamer called TommyC's SFTP.
At least you got the name right.
Never heard of before, never seen their content before or anything like that. But I have a feeling I know.
Never saw his content before, never saw him before. It was recommended to him in his YouTube feed. He watched it and decided, so I was right? He just saw the feed, right? There we go.
why I was suggested it. Here in these past couple days, obviously I've been keeping up revealing the deepfake website of celebrity streamers, right? I talked about this a little bit before.
Okay, he didn't reveal it, you dumbass. He made a mistake and revealed one of his tabs. Get your shit right. If you've been following this and watching this, right, you would have a better grasp of what happened. If he had not have mistakenly shown his tabs and gotten caught, we wouldn't be having this, no one would be having the conversations. No one would be talking about it. It's not like Atrioc, out of the kindness of his heart, said, hey, we'll just show this. We'll just show this. I will show this. I want to expose this. I want to draw awareness of this. No, he got caught jerking off to some of his friends, girlfriends, and acquaintances and things of that nature. So don't make this, no.
And this person on stream had the balls
For
for 5 hours to go on and on about how what I'm going to call victims of this situation.
5 hours. It was 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Shut the fuck up. Stop being a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. 5 hours. 5 hours. Cinco hours. Dumbass.
The ones who were on that website, were a part of that content, were being sexually exploited for monetary gain by the individuals doing that on that site, had a multi-hour live stream ripping into them on how they're apparently comparing themselves to rape victims.
A multi-hour stream ripping into them because they're comparing themselves to rape. No, that's not. Well, you know what? We have to give him some credit, guys. We have to give him a little bit of credit. You know why we have to give him credit? He got the title of his stream right. I'm a virtue signaler. Yes, you are.
Claiming that they were sexually assaulted, raped, so on and so forth. Firstly, let's get this out of the way. None of them claimed that. None of them claimed those things. One of the main things that this person was going in on was Cutie Cinderella, who went live and was crying and saying that she was in pain from the situation and things such as that. And this guy had the cojones to go in on her and say, well, your reaction's a bit of an overreaction. It feels fake, put on, and like you're, comparing yourself to a rape victim. Bullshit! The people who are on that website, the streamers, the human beings.
Okay. Let's see. Can I find... QT Cinderella crying.
Yo, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure everyone in the world would tell me not to go live right now.
It would have been
I'm
a smarter thing to do.
Would. I'm like, don't even want to look at my phone. I'm sure everybody would. But I wanted to go live because I want to go live because this is what pain looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay? This is what it looks like. Fuck the fucking internet. Fuck the constant exploitation and objectification of women. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Fuck Atrioc for showing it to thousands of people. Fuck the people DMing me pictures of myself from that website. Fuck you all. This is what it looks like. This is what the pain looks like. Okay? Why? Why?
People are horrible people. What do you want me? I don't. Look. Was it a horrible thing that happened to that young lady? No question about it, right? Tommy's whole point was, and I agree with it, is when you decide that you're going to go online and you're going to become a public figure, you're going to be subjected to some really horrific stuff. There are going to be people going to accuse you of things. There's going to be allegations levied towards you. You're going to have pictures done of you. You're going to say things that is going to be clipped and taken out of context. It's going to, make you sound like just a total, dirt bag. It happened. It's even happened to me. And I'm nobody. I'm a small little nobody. I'm not even a pimple on the butt of society. Okay, that's how small I am. But even I have detractors. I already have detractors. I have people that come after me all the time. I don't acknowledge them. I don't engage with them. I don't interact with them because that's what they want. Right? Her going live, her putting that video out, right? Saying this is what pain looks like. And there's no doubt in my mind that she had some pain, right? Embarrassment, right? Trying to come to terms with why would somebody do this to me? And the problem is when you start going down that road and you start trying to think, why would somebody say this about me? Why would someone do this to me? Right? That is a never-ending trail that you'll never get to the end of, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to understand the mind of sick, twisted people. And you're just never going to get there. You're just never going to get there. Right? I'm not saying that the woman wasn't justified in her emotions. I'm not saying that the woman wasn't justified in having her moments. She should not have ever went online with it. Right? She just shouldn't. She should have continued to work in the background. Is she justified in being mad and upset that this person who was an acquaintance or even a friend, right? Atrioc was watching and was paying for that stuff. Yes, she has every right to be upset. She has every right to feel like that friendship there had been violated. Right? That she had been I right? But here's the question I would pose to any and all of you guys. We have to be adults here for a second. And we all have to all admit that there are times in our lives that we have self-pleasured. Right? Now, when you're doing that, and you're self-pleasuring yourself, right? Are you fantasizing about some Hollywood starlet or some Hollywood hunk, whatever is appropriate for you? Are you engaging in? Yes, you are. right? We have all done it. Okay. Have we just violated that person? Have we just made that starlet or that hunk a victim? Well, according to Numbnuts here, yes, we have. We have victimized. And I would dare say that that young man right there has probably beat his meat more than once and has thought about some actress or actor, whatever, right? Okay, let's see here. The pain is real, but now the pain is self-inflicted. I would agree with that, D-Max. Nerdy says, it's an expectation of the job. It's similar to when you get a job as a cashier. You're going to deal with Karens. When you're a public figure, people do this. D-Max says, I really can't grasp why this is such a big deal to people. It's a fake body. Hell, I honestly, if somebody wanted to take my head and put it on some, young, rippled out, muscled stud, I would feel quite honored, actually, because that's not a body I'm ever going to have again, and if somebody wanted to pleasure themselves by looking at that picture, knock yourself the hell out. If that's what it takes to get you where you need to go, do it to it. Let her rip, tater chip. That's all I can tell you. John says, I've never done that. I'm a man of God. Bullshit, John. Bullshit. The only thing is you probably had your partner satisfying you, and you were picturing somebody else in your head because you're a selfish lover. Let's be real. He faps to anime. Probably so. She doesn't have, Pickleton says she doesn't have to be okay with it at all. She can hate it, but putting yourself on live stream like this is just awful. Exactly. And that was Tommy's point, right? But because this clown wants to come in, not listen to the stream, not know anything about Tommy, don't listen to anything that he said, he's going to come in there and he's going to climb up upon his little pillar of morality and virtue, and he's going to clutch his little pearls and he's going to go off. So let's listen to more of what this guy says.
Who were put on.
Fun fact, people will still be impressed when you surprise them with a treat from a...
Ads. Thank you, Twitch. Ads. Because I'm not sub to this guy.
Of them and put on that website are victims of sexual exploitation. They were not sexually assaulted. They were not physically raped. They were sexually exploited for another person's gain. Whether for people's sexual gratification on the internet or for that person who created that's monetary gain.
Yeah. And what did Tommy say about that? He said that the women were in their legal rights to go after them, pursue it, and take whatever money they could from them, shut it down, whatever. He supported that. He didn't have one problem with that, right?
Your favorite thing.
Oh my stars and bars. Are you freaking kidding me? You're killing me here, Petey. You're killing me.
That's stupid. They then went on for an hour or more about how Ludwig is an inbred, so his opinion doesn't matter when it comes to this ex-best friend, really, in this situation that involves his girlfriend. It's insanely stupid.
You're insanely stupid.
But at one point near the end, the person decided to open up calls where you could call in to their little podcast there and ask some questions.
Little podcast. Okay, dude, you did a 4-hour and 10-minute stream here, and you got 74 views. You have like 240 followers, right? Let's see. Tommy's got 47,000 subs. This stream was half that time that you streamed, and he's already got 3.5K views. His little podcast, okay.
And I had two questions.
Yeah, two
for
questions.
this asshat. Technically,
of
there's a
them.
team of asshats, but I'm gonna say the main one because he doesn't know how to debate properly, which is through common discourse and listening to people and listening to their arguments and then talking them out. Okay. I had 2 questions for this asshat. Number 1, do you have kids? To which he replied, yes. I was like, okay, cool. All sons, son-daughter, mix, only daughters. Like, he's like, I'm not gonna answer that. Get to your next question.
No,
Okay, bud.
he said it was creepy because you were asking about his kids. I agree. It was creepy.
Look, I'm trying to ease up the tension here a little bit. I won't lie. My heart rate was fucking up, and my watch was telling me that I was.
No, you weren't. You weren't trying to ease up on the tension. You weren't. No. What you were trying to do, right, was set up your attacks towards Tommy. You're trying to virtue signal. You're trying to get Tommy to see, well, if he has a daughter, would he still feel this way? Which is exactly the line and the angle that you took. But see, you came into a debate, right, with a mind full of oatmeal because you're a smooth brain. You're a mushhead.
Stressed as hell. The question I said to him was, if your daughter was in that situation, would you be as cold to her as you're being with these streamers? And he said, look, I've said multiple times this stream that the deepfake stuff was not okay. I said that. And obviously you weren't listening to that part of the stream. I said that it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I said that that wasn't okay. But I would say to my daughter, look, you're successful. I'm proud of you. At the end of the day, you're money ahead. The fuck? Asshole, we're talking about sexual exploitation of people who did not want that content of themselves on the internet.
See, this guy is totally missing the point. He doesn't, you know what? I think it would be hilarious, this grandstander here, right? I think this would be hilarious. Now, I can't say it. I can't say it because if I say it, then I know some of you guys out there would do it. And then he would say that I caused and I was targeting him and whatever. He's,
Are you serious?
yeah, he's serious.
Sexual exploitation of people. Content they don't want on the internet. Being put.
Then here's the thing. If you do not want sexually explicit material or be subjected to possibly having sexually explicit material, deep fakes or whatever of yourself out there, then here's the deal. Do not put yourself online. Just don't. This is the thing that a lot of these people like him can't seem to wrap their little brains around. When you engage in social media, when you put yourself online, you give up privacy. You no longer have the privacy that you once had. It doesn't mean that you still can't have a private life. It doesn't mean that you can't have a certain, you can keep as much of your life private as you can, but the minute that you flip on the webcam, right, or you turn on your camera, whatever, what the hell, what is this? The minute that you do that, right, you give up anonymity, right? Because now, irrespective if you just have 4 or 5 people watching you when you're streaming, or you have a 4-hour and 10-minute stream here, and you get 74 people that watch it, you are now a public figure. Now, there's various degrees of public figures, right? You could have someone like me or like this guy here, which is really no view, we're not that, we don't have that much attention, right? We don't get that very many eyes on us. Or you can always be someone like Chris Helmsworth, right? Or someone like that, right? Where you have a lot of eyes on you because a lot of people watch you. You are an actor. You are making movies. You are, you're out in the public eye all the time, right? But when you put yourself online, right? When you do this stuff, you have to understand that you're giving up some privacy. You're opening yourself up to ridicule. You're opening yourself up to criticism. You're opening yourself up to mockery. You're opening yourself up to somebody taking your head and putting it on the body of somebody that is not you, that has you looking like you're naked. And if they do things to those pictures or whatever, you have zero control over that. Okay? That is something that you have to come to terms with. Are you being exploited sexually? No, it's not your body. It's somebody else's body. Are you getting ungarnered attention that you didn't want? Possibly, but again, it's not your body. It's just your face. You know, unless you're taking nude photos or something and your nude photos get leaked. Okay. Yeah. Then it's your body. Yeah. But I don't know. I agree with Pickleton on this. Yes. The website that was doing this, the website that was, creating this content and was making money off of it, that was exploitative in nature. 100%. That was exploitative in nature. And they should come under the full wrath of whatever legal, actions can be taken against them. But here's the thing you have to remember. It's not against the law. They violated no criminal laws. The only recourses that QT Cinderella or Pokimane or any of the girls that was on that website that was having these deep fakes made of them is civil. They can go after them in civil court, right? Civil proceedings. It's not criminal. There's nothing. Now, do the laws need to change on these things? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not out here. I'm not the morality police. I'm not going to sit here and judge people's moralities. I'm not going to force my moralities on somebody else. All I could tell you is this, is I don't frequent those type of places. I don't frequent any type of adult content. But again, that's me. And I'm not judging anybody that does. And I'm not judging, I'm not saying that you're a horrible person if you view adult content. That's not my place. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just saying this is what I do or don't do, period. And I have my reasons for doing it. All right. But that's not to say in the past that I did not, I picked up a Playboy or two in my day, Hell, before that, when I was a kid and I couldn't get a hold of Playboys, the only action I seen was in the back of a Sears and Roebuck catalog, where the women would be, in their panties and bras. I mean, hello? You know how many young men, the first time they jerked off was to a Sears and Roebuck catalog? Do you think those women who were modeling the bras and the panties wanted that? Did we violate them? Did we sexually exploit them? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. I'm human. When I was a kid, I jerked off to Playboys. I jerked off to the Sears and Roebucks before that. What do you want me to say? Right? Oh, come on, Mr. Grandstander. Let's hear what else you got to say.
For other people's gain. And you're going to say to your daughter, at least you're money ahead. You know what? It doesn't matter if you're money ahead. And female streamers have to try very hard to keep, sexualization of themselves to a minimum on the internet. Cutie Cinderella went into it. She's paid thousands of dollars to work with people to get images like that of her off the internet. She spent thousands of dollars doing that. And to imagine that you would say to your daughter, at least you're money ahead. Dumbass!
You're leaving out the whole context of Tommy said that if his daughter was a public figure, if she was out here streaming, if she was out here making content, be it on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, right? She made herself a public figure. It was not a private figure, right? Then that comes with it. That's part of it, right? It's a regrettable part of it, but it comes with it. It's part of it. It's just like, okay, yes, you have an opportunity. You get to sit in a chair. You have a web camera on, you have a microphone, and you sit there for 5 or 6 hours a day and you talk, or maybe you play little video games, and people subscribe to you and they make donations to you, and you're making thousands and thousands of dollars a month and millions of dollars a year. That comes at a cost, right? It's hand in hand with it. I'm not saying that it's right. We're not saying that we agree with it, but it's the cost of doing business, as they say. But see, you're leaving that whole part of the conversation out because you don't engage in good faith. And if you would have been able, I'll put it this way, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you weren't lying to me and you were not able to come in, I would have challenged you on this. You're not engaging in good faith. You're picking and choosing what he said to try to put Tommy in the worst possible light. And D-Max, good morning. How are you today, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you doing, Peepaw?
I'm doing great. I'm doing a lot better than this guy. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, it's just like this guy. You're right. It's he's being so bad faith. He didn't answer any of Tommy's questions. He wouldn't engage with you. I mean, take it a good faith that maybe he was busy or whatever. But like, I just want to say that like this guy fits the profile of a Kingdom Hearts fan. As sad as I am to say, because I am a Kingdom Hearts fan myself, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that like, so what is this guy's background? Like, does he do commentary? Does he do tea? Or is this his first foray into this? Because what it almost seems like is that this guy just kind of like, it seems like this guy put himself in deep waters when he should be acting maybe in shallow waters, kind of a deal or something.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know anything about the cat. If you go, I showed you his YouTube channel. There's not a lot on his Twitch other than like gameplay, and even later in this video, he switches over, starts playing games. I kind of get the feeling that this is a young man who is trying to
find his niche.
Yeah, find his whatever, right? And let's just be honest. I mean, I think we can be honest here. Content creators who play games, it be on YouTube streaming or Twitch streaming nowadays, it is extremely hard to build any kind of following just playing games, right? And just being a wholesome game or whatever, right? You're just not going to get it unless there's got to be something about you that is going to make you stand out among the pack. And I think what has seen is you have people like Vosh and Destiny and some of these other bread tubers, right? And and that's something that's becoming a really big market over on Twitch is these bread tubers, these debate bros, right? And this kid probably, or young man, I'm not going to say he's a kid. This young man probably was in his debate club in high school. And he probably thinks, oh, I did debate in high school. I could do this. The problem is that when you come in to try to argue a position, right? That's fine. Have your thoughts or your whatever, but you don't jump into the middle of a conversation of which you didn't listen to. He admitted to not listening to. You asked your baited question, trying to bait Tommy into a gotcha moment. He answered the question in such a way as to where he was not baited. He then turned
Right.
around and asked you a poignant question, baited as it was, because it was a baited question too, right? And you just refused to answer. So you did not even engage in good faith. And you said to me, you said, well, I
Right.
don't want to be yelled at. Okay, fair. That's fair. Tommy did lose his temper. Tommy did raise his voice to you. He didn't yell at you, trust me. I've seen
Yeah,
Tommy
that's
yell at
not
people.
yelling.
No, he
Yeah.
raised his voice. His New Yorker in him, right? His Yankee in him came out, and he lost it. You know, he got a little bit, you know, heated with you.
I'm sorry, but it's just anytime you enter into any sort of discussion and you immediately go like, "Oh, why are you yelling at me?" Or even if you do it like at the end of it or something, it's like you
Yes.
lost, dude. You just lost. Like if you should have come in with like a reasonable argument. I think the thing was that he really did come in thinking that that was like a gotcha, like oh yeah, if you have kids, what would you do? And then
Yes.
Tommy just gave like the legitimate answer, which is like because this is what people don't understand. If you don't do like if you're not in this space of like the commentary scene, or if you're not like really privy to like some of the kind of harsher, more interesting debates about like internet culture and things like that, is that you don't understand that like there are like two things can be true at once. You can think it's an off, like for instance, my opinion on the QT Cinderella thing is that like this sucks for her. Like I feel bad, you know, it like
100%.
it's totally reasonable that she'd be crying and upset about this, but she shouldn't have gone online and started molding about it, because then, you know, people would be, you know, it's going to make people more engaged to do more of that stuff in the future. If everybody had just let this ride and assholes like this didn't come in and start like making a big show of it, then this news would be over within 24 hours. These people don't understand the way a news cycle works. So it's like they have their weird opinions. They see, you know, people whose opinions they don't understand, such as TommyC, which is the other thing that's funny about this too, because he even admitted, right, that it was actually his chat who goaded him into going on TommyC's thing. So he had no idea before he went into the Lion's Den as to who that was. In my opinion, honestly, that's dumb. That makes you really, really dumb, bro. Don't ever do that again. You need to do your research as to who you're coming onto whose show. It's the respectable thing to do. It's the thing that's going to guard you from having these types of really bad takes, you know? It's just, I just can't, again, though, it's the, like, I understand QT being upset about this. I could understand if QT were to call into TommyC and debate it. I don't understand this guy, because what does he really have to gain from it? Like, or not to mention, like, you don't even have to gain anything, but it's just like, what is your actual moral argument here? You know, because this is Rule 34, guys. Like, I haven't heard enough people saying this point, but deepfake porn is just Rule 34. That's all it is. If it exists, there's porn of it. That is an internet rule for a reason. It's not because we enforce it. It's just because that's what is. We can't change it. It's reality. It's fact. But these people don't like to live in reality and fact.
You know, the thing the thing that I think what this guy was doing is, again, like I said, he's relatively small, right? And he says, hey, I'm going to go make my bones on TommyC because I want to be accepted into this debate, bro, right? So he's seen this guy who's got, you know, I think Tommy probably had, if I remember right, he had a little over 200, maybe 300 live viewers at that time, right? I'm gonna go in here. Because I guarantee this guy believes he's highly intelligent. I believe this guy probably has a Oedipus complex where I'm smarter than everybody else in the room. And so I'm going to go in and I'm going to show this old man who's out of touch and he doesn't have a grasp on what today's beliefs and what today's society is and stuff. And he's old and he's out of touch. And I'm going to be the man to slay this wicked, wicked man.
Yeah, well, Squatchin says he's probably looking for simp points, and I think I agree with that. But I mean, you got to have a little bit of perspective, bro. Like, you got to understand, like, I am not the guy who says this typically, but because you have found yourself in a very specific set of circumstance, I'm going to say it. These words are going to leave my mouth. You are a Kingdom Hearts streamer. Yeah. You stream Kingdom Hearts, okay? Like, I love Nomura. I'm a huge fan of the series. It is not a very big brain thing, okay? It is certainly not a place where you can, like, field these types of moral arguments and moral debates. It's a cute game with cute characters that interact in cute ways, and the community likes to ship them together. That's what Kingdom Hearts is, okay? You are not, like, you trying to enter into what you believe as a debate, bro, like, bad idea. Very bad idea, especially since you don't apparently know what this corner of the internet is really like. So that's all I really wanted to say, people. But I hope you have a good morning.
with Max, I appreciate it. And do me a favor, if you would, please. Make sure you keep dancing during your streams,
so I can keep those segments rolling. Is that what you're gonna say?
Hannah loves you dancing, and so we have to, we have to keep Hannah happy. So,
well, my next dance number will be to a Kingdom Hearts song, so that I can just really shove it in this guy's face. One last thing though, I did retweet some AI porn of you, so I apologize for that.
You know what? I'm fine with that. And if people need that to get them into a happy, better place, and because everybody knows post climaxal, the endorphins are flowing, your mind, you just feel better about yourself. And if that's what it takes to get you guys there, then Peepaw is here for you. And just do what you got to do. But I don't need pictures. I don't need no tributes. Do not send me the DMs afterward. I don't need any of that. Just know that I'm content with you being happy with that. So why am I playing music? Where is that coming from? Oh shit, it's damn Nerdy John, you asshole. Jesus Christ. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and I had Nerdy John stream up. Oh, for God's sakes. Nerdy John and his music. God. Jesus wept. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up though, because I don't want to run into Nerdy's time. I know Nerdy's gonna be covering this. Bottom line is, this guy's an idiot, and I have an idea that Tommy is gonna probably address this guy Sunday if I have any type of I don't know what you call it, guest there. So I hope you guys had some time with us today. I hope you enjoyed this. This guy did go on, and he does admit into this here where that he and his friends did report Tommy's stream. The video's still up. So I don't believe anything is going to happen or will happen. So anyway, let's go over, as we know, guess what? Nerdy John is live, right? We do this here, copy. And there we go. So there's Nerdy John. You go check him out. When I'm in this stream, go check him out. Also, Xekall was live last night. To a 3-hour and 33-minute video stream. That's something for me to watch today. I got that. There's just so much going on. But bottom line is, guys, there's a lot of content that's really coming out. And there's so much to consume, and it's all good content, and it's all from really good creators. Now Recording, guys, I've got to finish watching it. They dropped a podcast where they had a conversation with Bonnie Buttons, Ghosty, and Emberlyn. The podcast, the in-house podcast, broke up, and I was truly saddened to see that happen, because we kind of had this little thing going about, me and Cooter and Son and all that thing. And so, now we'll never learn the truth, I guess. Right. So anyway, so make sure, guys, that you, go check out these creators, check out Xekall, check out Nerdy John, check out now recording. Dead on Dave's, our stream last night was really good and banging. We had a lot of fun last night as well. Check that out. Keep an eye on TommyC. I feel like he's going to have something to say about this cat on Sunday. But anyway, until and I don't know if Dave's going to do a stream tonight or not. I don't know that's kind of up in the air. I don't know what's going on. I haven't even talked to Dave today. But anyway, Sunday, Clear as Mud podcast. Banana and I will be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at Clear as Mud podcast. Make sure you follow us over there. Check us out. And anyway, until then, guys, remember, keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.